bowl, and then I'll go back. I'm happy with the sleepiness I feel right now.
Hola, amigos.
Hola.
I'm host Eric. This is host Rachel.
Hi.
We're hosting Talk with Fan People tonight. We've got non-alcoholic beers, so the party's raging.
Yep.
We got regular marijuana. It's not non-alcoholic.
Yeah, it is non-alcoholic.
It is non-alcoholic, but it's not non-THC.
Yeah.
We did smoke some of that marijuana in Hawaii. Rachel and I in Hawaii smoked some of the CBD weed, not really sure what it was, like we were getting weed or not. It kind of gets you high a little bit. It's weird. I mean, I can say something for weed too, regular weed. Kind of gets me high a little bit. So tonight, I'm answering all the questions fit to answer. So if you have a question that's not fit to answer, don't bother asking it. Hi, Zandy. Hello to you too. 2 hearts right back at you for a total of 4 hearts between the two of us. I'm sure Rachel's going to toss in a couple hearts as well. It's going to make 6 total hearts. Should be enough hearts for Valentine's Day. You know what? I have to do it. I just have to include a little something here in the chat. Here we go. Here you go. Boom. Now that's what I call art. Speaking of hi and hello, answering all the questions fit to answer. What question fits the best answer? Well, what I'm saying is, if there are any questions that are unfit to answer, which is to say, perhaps the question is, do you mambo dog face the banana patch? My question would be unfit to answer because I would not understand it, right? Actually, I would understand the reference, but you get the point. That's why I'm saying all questions should be either meow, 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 or meow. Okay, those things. Those 4 things. Rainbows, airplanes, other airplanes, or what is that? Gondola cars? Important, gondola cars. A lot of times when I'm trying to warn people away from things, I'll tell them, danger! That's poison. Life is boring. How do you do that? If I can learn how to do that, I can control the world and place you up front of the emperor. How do I do that? How do I warn people about danger with the skull and crossbones? Well, I open up the emojis. Before you've known it, I've just been amazing again.
We're them non-alcoholics. Oh, I see.
There they is. Anchor Jason Blood, welcome.
Welcome.
Winston's mom, welcome. Zandy, welcome. The other 3 people, welcome. What are you looking for? You want me to open that for you?
Well, so
oh, you got the
next
twist stuff. Yes. I will move this. Rachel and I went fishing today again.
Yeah.
Didn't catch anything, not even a bite. But I gotta say, it was quite lovely up there at State Lake.
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
Then we hung out by the lakeside for quite some time. Rachel did some fishing. I did some fishing.
Yeah. Eric taught me how to fish. Hi, Zandy. Hey, Isaac Roddy.
Because you know my saying, give a Rachel a fish, feed her for a day. Teach a Rachel to fish, feed her for a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
It's that old saying.
Even though we both don't like fish.
And we don't catch anything.
Well, I think we will.
Eventually.
You got
You
did get a bite the other day.
I did.
But today it was no go. But it was really pretty, actually.
Look at all those colorful things Andy has put there. Heart, smiley face with heart, flower, heart, flower, heart, flower, heart.
There's a lot
That's
of
a very girly chat post there.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Isaac Roddy.
Oh, Swift Eagle, yeah, too.
And Swift Eagle is here as well. Well, would you look at that? Now, today, remember, I'm answering all the questions that are fit to answer. So, if you've got questions, don't be afraid to ask them, because guess what I have? A reply. That's right. Answers. Answers would be correct.
You could even ask questions about answers. Yeah. Oh, drink alcoholic beverages? No, we don't.
Rachel has a glass one occasionally or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have any problem with them. She's not sober from alcohol. I am sober from alcohol.
I just don't prefer it. If I have an option of drinking beer or not drinking beer or anything like alcoholic, really, I drink the other thing. I socially drink.
We both like this non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, I really do. I've had bad instances with alcohol, so I try to keep a leash on that, really.
Who hasn't, right? Who goes, every one of my experiences with alcohol has been just spectacular. Nobody ever says that.
No, than me. So. Necessity is the constant scourge of the lower classes, ennui of the higher ones.
Ennui.
Excuse me.
Why handkerchiefs and blood? My suggestion is to do it the same way I would approach everything, which is directly, which is if there's a boss's boss, you go directly to him and say, I don't know how to approach this, but this is what's happening. And, it's concerning me a little bit. It's bothering me a little bit. I can let it go. But, I don't want this misinformation to become the new narrative,
Yeah. And thank you, Winston's mom. I have been playing with my makeup lately. That's my part of my coronavirus, ideas to keep me busy. My hair is one of them, and makeup too.
Yeah, girly stuff. So, yeah, if you don't have a boss's boss, in other words, if your boss is the boss, then who's he taking credit to? It's like, who's he claiming credit to? Will I do any more collaborative videos in the future? Sure. I don't have any constraints. I'm not trying to not do anything in particular. So if I've done it in the past, probably do it in the future.
Winston's mom is very wise.
I see. Well, I mean, is it an interpretation thing that you're saying he's taking credit, or is it pretty cut and dry? How cut and dry is your story as part of that issue as well? Sure, Swifty, well, we could do that.
Eric's fine with that. I might do a makeup tutorial.
Sure.
I really do enjoy makeup a lot. And I actually watch Vogue's channel and I've seen the celebrity makeup routines. It's interesting. I always find celebrity skincare routine to be the most interesting because it's the one that they focus on the most.
Wait, here's the thing. I don't know if you're aware of this, Rachel, either.
I love being with an ENTP.
But people often put rouge on incorrectly. You have to pat it on just with a little pat on each cheek to rouge it up. Don't smear it. See, a lot of women will smear it. I say, no, honey, no, sweetie. That's not how you do it. You got to pat. You got to pat your rouge.
No, you got to listen to the man's truth. Because Eric's correct. You can get a big streak there, or big blob here, big blob here. It took me a long time,
then
actually.
You look like a Mexican boy in a soap opera.
Yeah. It is an art. form.
Right.
It is. I had a long trial and error with rouge myself because it comes in different formulas too, and your skin tone and.
Also, once you've mastered rouge, of course, then you can take the next step and move up to blush.
Yeah, and blush, you can have it in powder form. You can have it in blush. I mean, in like liquid to powder form. You could have it as a tint. You could have it as a stain. You could have it as a cream.
Now, after blush, you go to deck paint. Red deck paint.
Yeah, because it lasts. And then if you
can lacquer it.
Right. And when you're standing next to a house that has bricks, no one notices you're there.
Right, you can blend in. Sure. Also blend in with fire engines. Mexican girls may be cute, but the adult males playing Mexican schoolboys with red cheeks and freckles on Bienvenidos. Not so cute.
Ooh, that's interesting information.
Beauty patches? What are beauty patches?
Oh, like the dot.
Little dots?
Yeah, but I like glitter.
Right.
Yeah, Sarah, ISFP makeup tips. And I will try, I can try some like stuff that when we go to like CVS, maybe I'll pick up a brand I've never used before and see.
I mean, I like to try some new ideas. Rachel's been suggesting I do just a gentle kind of bluish black down the bridge of my nose to accentuate the nose.
Yeah. We can try Naruto like makeup on you. You know how they have like different stuff.
Well, I mean, I've always wanted forehead line accentuating makeup, so that these lines can really pop. I want it, when I go like this, it looks like there's, a four track road right there.
Hey, Sean.
Witch Hazel, is that your first daughter's name?
Witch Hazel is good for pimples, but it does take a long time. You have to be patient with it.
No. Instead of eyeshadow, I'm going to wear eye brighten. Instead of shadowing mine, I'm going to brighten mine. I'm going to wear eye brighten, and I'm going to wear lip. What's the opposite of a stick? Mallow. Lip mallow.
Yeah. It actually does have a ring to it. That's like with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. He like has to come up with a phrase for like jewelry, and what he comes up with is frosting. So lip mallow is your frosting. It's good marketing right there.
Well, what I want to do is I want to get in an industry extracting the musk glands of something that really smells bad, like I don't know, some kind of disgusting rodent, right? Like some sort of large rodent that just has this awful stink gland in it. Okay. Now here's what I want to do. I want to extract them and say, I know it sounds awful. This stink gland is awful, but if you want to look amazing, you have got to try this stuff on your face. And it's like, obviously it must work, because otherwise, why would they take this stuff from this awful stink gland from this awful creature?
You are so funny. You just confirmed that my cousin Carly is an ENTP, because one cousin sleepover we had, she was probably like 8 or 9. I don't know her age. She's the baby of all the cousins. But anyway, we have a sleepover, and she brings Jelly Bellies for all of us to eat. But it's a game, and you spin the wheel, like Wheel of Fortune, and you land on a Jelly Belly, and you have to eat it. But it's all disgusting flavors, like boogers and farts. Yeah, and she made us. We said no, pass. She made us.
Okay, well, listen, this is a little different. Here's what I've got to narrow it down here. I think what we do is we take, basically possum anuses, okay? But
not too
instead of,
bad.
instead of the anus, some sort of gland near the anus, like possum anal glands. And we squeeze all the juice out of them into a bucket.
Ew.
Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to blend in a couple of organic sounding ingredients. Some Etruscan gray sea salt. Okay, that sounds.
Sandalwood.
Some sandalwood, of
Yeah.
course. You got to have some sandalwood in there. Possum anal pus. We won't call it that. That won't be the product name. We'll call it PAP. That sounds good.
Like pap smear?
Like possum anal pus. But if you call it that, people won't want to buy it. You just would insinuate that it's from someplace really weird. And it kind of smells weird. And you kind of think like, what the gland of a weird animal?
And you age backwards with it. That's what they claim. It regenerates your cells.
When I started taking this stuff on my face, I started putting it there. I looked like I was 45. Now I look like I'm 25. In just 3 days of applying possum anal pus to my wrinkles, they have tightened, they've lengthened, they've smallened, they've vanished. It's just the years have just dropped away and vanished.
This is truly amazing. Think about all the science that's put behind this product.
PAP.
PAP.
Yeah.
And all it is from possums' anuses, which, everyone knows that those possums are all over the place.
And this is the infomercial. Now, like you're the person who's like a scientist, okay? Legal medicines. Well, look what we have here today. PAP. It's from a gland of a weird mammal, and it does amazing things. Judy, so where did you discover this weird mammal? Was it in South America or someplace?
Wow, that is so wacky. You are so wacky. And you know what is wacky too? How effective PAP is on your whole body.
When I put it on my wrinkles, I watched them vanish before my eyes over the course of 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow, 4 to 6 weeks.
It was fast.
That is very fast and very efficient. And we know that in our busy lives today, we want things that are efficient.
I gotta admit, my face stinks like possum shit. But it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it.
When we riff, I want to try to practice not laughing at you because it's just so hard.
COVID-19, stay home, save lives. There's a lot of people out of their house, right? So are all those people who are out of their house, are they failing to save lives? Are they killing people or what?
Right.
Now, also, social distancing also saves lives, right? But if you have to stay home to save lives, how can social distancing also save lives since it requires you to leave home? Are they saving different lives?
I don't feel saved.
Okay. Do I have to not yet have the disease to be a life that can be saved?
What about preconditions?
Okay, but I'm just saying, if I know I don't have the disease, when I go out, am I still saving lives? Or am I a life that's saved by staying home? I'm not sure.
Ask your wife. She'll have the answer.
Rachel, I went to the weed store today. This is the kind of craziness that's going on.
Wow.
This is the insanity. It's always been, you go in the weed store, you say, can I look at that one? You pick up the jar, you smell it, and you put it back down on the counter, no problem. So there's a long line of customers touching the jar. Oh my God, you can't touch the jar. I'm told, don't touch the jar.
That was the same place that kicked me out because I'm from New York.
Yeah, okay, so.
It's funny that they take it very seriously there.
Sorry, right? My bad. Okay, So,
Bye, Sarah ISFP.
more people died in the state of Tennessee last week from suicide than from COVID-19.
Wow, that's so
That's a
sad.
telling statistic, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a very telling statistic.
There's a link there. Okay, now here's the
there's
thing.
a link there.
Here's the thing. So the lady behind the weed counter, she rushed over, got a bottle of 409 and a roll of paper towels, and squirted the jar I touched, and wiped it down with paper towels. Okay. Here's the thing. Every single person who walks in and out of this place touches the doorknobs. There are not one, not two, but 3 doorknobs to get into the place because it's got this weird, like, what do you call it? Like, it's kind of like a locked passage between 2 rooms. You know, what is that called? There's a name for it. It's like you go into the locked passage, then this door closes and locks behind you, and then you can go in this door.
It's railroad design, but I don't know.
Winston's mom knows what it's called. I'm waiting for her to tell me. But
it's like a hallway. Like in doctor's offices, they have that too. You go in, you check in, and then they take you through a hallway, and then you go into the waiting room. It's that kind of setup.
Why haven't you watched Neon Genesis Evangelion yet? Doing a video on that would get you a lot of attention, surely. Yeah, maybe we will.
Yeah.
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh my god.
Kind of a mouthful of a name. You know?
Yeah.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes? Wow, look at that.
It's pretty big.
You don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
It's like some kind of Rotten Tomatoes miracle.
Yeah, it is.
I
wonder what's the highest rated Rotten Tomatoes Disney movie?
Good question. It's crazy people getting fined for traveling.
Really?
Bullshit would be actual FE data, correct, Coach Eric? I mean, look, FE data is not necessarily bullshit or not. It's just it's FE data, and it can be universalist or it can be particular. In other words, I can have a sense of an individual person, FE data about an individual person, or I can have a sense of FE data like about a thing in general, like how this is going to play in general versus how this impacted Julie, right? So there's different kinds of FE information that one can generate based on things. It's 8:30. Don't feel, do whatever you want to do, either stay or, if you want to feel, if you get tired or whatever.
Okay, thanks. I thought you said 11:30 before. I was like, oh my God, it's so late. But this makes more sense.
Yeah, it's only 8:30.
Yeah.
If anybody has any particular things that are question, like manners of things that you want me to answer, I'd be happy to do so, because I'm trying to sort of prepare.
Hey, ED.
Wow.
Polar.
You're Ed Polar? Oh. Yeah, that's FE data. My stomach's kind of churning. Was yours just churning?
Yeah, when I was in the room before laying on my back, it was like, uh-oh.
What do you think that was that we had? Was it McDonald's or McDonald's?
It could have been the burgers, too.
Could have been the burgers over there. Could have been
McDonald's, Cokes. Yep. The Cokes.
Yeah.
Probably a combination of all of it.
Yeah.
People have love-hate relationship with Asuka. It's split between her and Ray.
Why those characters in that show? We'll have to watch it. Oh, so gassy. think I'm more gassy than I am exactly upset stomach. I'm very gassy. I was gassy at the Chevron station.
I just farted too.
Yeah, Zandy, that's crazy. People being fined $1,000 for violating a stay-at-home order. It's not happening around here. And this is the thing.
God.
It's something that people aren't accounting for at all or considering or talking about. It's like, why are different people being treated so disproportionately by this thing? Like, it's not fair that some people lose their businesses and some people's businesses are unaffected. What makes this given thing a necessary service and this other thing not a necessary service?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
If they don't work, then why don't we have to stay at home completely? Right? It depends how that manifests. If it's anxiety and stress because she's dealing with something related to that or processing that or something, then that's fine. If you're saying that she's expressing some sort of personality disorder because of like past trauma, then you may not be able to fix that. Different kinds of responses to trauma. Some of them depends on when the trauma happens too. If it happens during certain formative parts of childhood, then the child doesn't ever form strong attachments. And
just listen to her. I think writing helps too. Like, I've been slacking with that. I don't know. How is it for you? Like, what would you?
I mean, here's the thing. I've dealt with the last person I was with. That sounds like what I was dealing with my ISFJ. I would say that Rachel experiences some stress and anxiety about her past, but it doesn't portray, it doesn't play as a personality disorder of any sort.
Thank you.
It just displays as somebody who's had some injustices go unresolved for some time.
Yes.
And need to resolve them.
Yes, completely. Like, if anyone knows or has watched or read Game of Thrones, like Arya, like, there are people in her past who like messed with her and she has like a mental note. But like in the end, like she was just like, what the fuck? Why do you even have this anymore? Like, just live a good life. That's me.
So, I mean, the thing is, I'm not okay with leaving injustices unresolved in general.
It
so
doesn't feel good.
I mean, and setting some shit straight, you know?
Because of you.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah. I actually have someone by my side for this. I've been fighting a long time alone. And you actually, like, care about me and what's going on in my life. And you don't mind, like, putting people in their place. And that needs to happen. So I appreciate it immensely.
Thanks, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jason Blood. But if, in fact, 1,000 people a year die in Tennessee, and that means 20 per week. Now, it might indeed be disingenuous. There might really not be any link there at all. That, in fact, the suicide rate here is no more high than it normally is. But the fact is, it's more of a social problem in Tennessee than is the COVID virus in terms of actually killing people. So, you know, kind of a fair point to make. People with trauma tend to be creative. Any kind of outlet is a good idea. I think it's probably a good idea for people. I mean, again, it depends on what kind of trauma you're talking about, right? It's like the kind of trauma that is unresolved injustices is is a solvable kind of trauma. The kind of trauma that is, that is attachment damaging abuse during formative stages. I don't know if that's remediable, but they're very distinctly different from each other.
Mm-hmm. When I was at camp, I learned that borderline personality is not a mental illness, it's a behavioral disorder.
Right.
So it's like embedded in them, and it's very difficult for the people, like for a person with borderline personality disorder to recognize that there's a problem within them is a huge stepping stone, because it's very rare that they see themselves as any part of the problem.
Well,
but if they do admit it with themselves, I think I know that one girl anyway found cognitive behavioral therapy good, but everyone's different.
Okay, I mean, I agree with you. I say that it's a very different kind of curve, and that's one of the reasons why people say the virus is such a big deal, because of this escalating curve, as you say, But look, the thing is, even so, we still have to acknowledge that either the quarantines worked dramatically well, despite the fact that lots of people are going out, maybe because of adaptive rather than mitigative measures. So you've got two kinds of advocacy here. One is mitigative, which is what we're doing with the quarantine. The other is adaptive, which is what we're doing with social distancing. And there's an inclination for people to say, well, let's do both. Well, here's the thing. If the adaptive measures work, you shouldn't use the mitigative measures because you don't need to, and they're too extreme. So we need to know whether that's what's working or not. Tennessee would suggest it is working, that the adaptive measures are working, because Tennessee, like every place else, is not really shut down and quarantined. People are walking around interfacing with other people all the time. People taking their personal freedom too seriously. I tell you what, Anchor Jason Blood, since you're not taking my personal freedom very seriously, maybe I will take your personal freedom very seriously. How about I know, come abscond with you and lock you in a cage? That'd be fun for me. Why are you complaining? Taking your so-called personal liberty so seriously. You just stay in the cage, Anchor Jason Blood. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. The virus to be 10 times deadlier than swine flu?
You can't believe everything you read.
I mean, but Anchor Jason Blood, I've already proved to you that it's not even remotely close to as deadly as any flu. That's the truth. We know that's the truth. I've proved it already. Why would you deny it? Living in Michigan sucks bad right now.
Tell us more.
Yeah, tell us more. What's going on?
Yeah,
what bullshit's going on in COVID town in your neck of the woods?
Yeah. I know New York is a mess. Everyone's saying New York is a mess.
Because we have the obvious argument that I've made, obvious data points that we can look at ourselves. We don't need someone else's interpretation of the.
Like in the water.
Most of the people as a Grody who have it have only experienced cold symptoms. I don't know anybody who has it except for Alexandra Cruz. And she didn't have. She's had a fairly bad cold, but she lived with a boyfriend who had no symptoms at all, and an elderly father with pre-existing conditions who got a fairly bad one of it.
So exactly what they've been reporting.
Yeah.
The police in front of the piers.
Oh. Our nurseries are getting orders to close by the church. I mean, the thing is, who's picking which businesses have to close and why?
Yeah.
Why is there shit shutting down at 10 p.m. at night? The quarantine is not, I mean, the virus is not more deadly at night. Castaic Lake, boating, fishing, walking around, parking in the parking lot, and the parking lots for other places are closed because of the virus, like the beach and stuff. Why? How does that make sense? Why are gardeners necessary services? Because the gardeners are all still working. I hear leaf blowers all the time. But a sit-down restaurant's not. Well, because gardeners won't spread the disease as much. Well, but why not? Don't they have to go to 7-Eleven and do all the things they always do? Okay, well, look. But why don't they leave that up to the businesses to sanitize that shit? Like all kinds of businesses are shut down. Again, I want to point out something very obvious. Yeah, it is an essential service. Weed stores are open. Like I just said, they freaked out at me today for touching the jar and squirted it down with 409 and wiped it with a paper towel after I touched it. But everybody who enters the place goes through 3 different doorknobs on the way in and 3 different doorknobs on the way out, and those aren't getting sanitized after every person touches them. So, I mean, hello? Is anybody thinking at all?
We know that's a no. I mean, yeah, there are people who are thinking, but we have a president who is an SE dom, so no one's thinking; they're just doing.
Yeah, well, he's just responding to the public sort of FE demands, demonstrative FE, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, Jason Blood, Anchor Jason Blood, look, if we want any kind of data that we can both talk about that's actually accurate, what we would do is the United States, for example, would test a random swath of the population. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then we'd find out how many people in that random swath of the population actually have the disease. And then we'd see how many of those people die. Okay? But instead, we're only testing the sickest people and then trying to hype up those very low stats.
Also, you wouldn't be able to include the elderly because everyone knows that the elderly are the most susceptible to that. So you can't count them. Okay. Those deaths.
And here's the thing, Ghost Rider. When I point out that contradiction, that nobody's sanitizing doorknobs because they still have to have security, the solution is not, for God's sakes, to sanitize the doorknobs. It's not to avoid using doorknobs. You're missing the point.
To avoid using doorknobs, what are they going to do? Like break into every door they go into?
I mean, are they going to follow me around the store and wipe down every doorknob after I use it?
They could ask you to wear gloves.
They could ask me to wear gloves.
Right,
we're going to be all doing surgery everywhere we go in the fucking world. It's ridiculous.
Your dad bought gloves, actually. He found gloves. Sanitize the doorknobs.
Absolutely.
I had to do that when I was a hostess at a restaurant. But that makes sense.
It's just so insane. I mean, I seriously want to know. So I didn't stay home today. I guess I didn't save lives, as the freeway sign said. COVID-19, stay home, save lives. But I did use social distancing. So, did I save lives? How many lives did I save? I want to know how many lives each of us get to claim having saved. So there's about 100,000 dead, 115,000 dead, and divided by 7 billion. How many people do each of us get to save today? Let's say we saved already another 150,000 people. How many is 7 billion divided by 150,000? I want to know how many people I saved personally by staying home today.
I am stuffy. Sergey Reachman and Manoff. I am congested a bit.
Unless you mean she sounds like a fancy English lady. I do say.
Oh, I'm so stuffy. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
That's very stuffy.
Oh, pish, posh, pish.
Pish, posh.
That's stuffy lady for sure. Yeah, no, I would say I'm stuffed. A little stuffed up. Rachmaninoff. Sorry. Thank you for the pronunciation.
Isn't it Rachmaninoff? That's how it's spelled. Serge E.I. Rachmaninoff. I mean, look, there's no disputing that, like with any yearly flu, with any kind of even bad cold going around or anything like that, it's absolutely true that people will die at about the rate that they're dying with COVID. Same with a bad cold going around. That's the same. So it's absolutely true that normal life kills people.
Yes, it does.
Uh-oh. That doesn't mean we end normal life. That would just be idiotic. That's why we don't stop people from driving, right? Because it kills 1.25 million people a year, but we don't stop people from driving. Annie Liang. Okay, well, I mean, look.
Yeah, it's spring.
I've gotten bronchitis before.
It's spring. There's
I've
allergies.
gotten bad colds, many years. They often involve bad coughs. They lay me out for a week or something. This is not unusual. Now, regarding the ventilators, note, these ventilators, this is why we have to all quarantine, remember, so we can make sure we have enough ventilators for everybody. Except they kill 80% of the people around them. It's a terrible idea. Yet another terrible advocacy by people who didn't do any calculations before they made their advocacy.
Hey, Sky Gear, the eternal noob.
I hope not.
Are you guys doing quarantine again? I don't know.
Hey, you're getting blitzed. Haven't you had bad colds before? Haven't you gotten bronchitis before on an average year cold? I know I have. I didn't ask everyone to shut down the world economy to save me. Because I'm not that dumb. Can we not do this again? I already won this argument decisively. I don't want to argue too, darling.
Bronchitis sucks. It burns your little.
Hey, Abraham.
What are the round? Except with an A.
Areolas.
Yeah.
Your nipply round parts.
That's what comes to my mind, but no.
Yeah, it's
something else. Like the end of you could feel it with bronchitis. It burns.
How's it going, Abraham?
We were just speaking of you yesterday.
Well, because Becky's a spite monkey.
Toothpaste.
Yeah. Good news, Annie Liang. The total amount of hospital pressure in the United States comprises a single county in New York. One. More suicides in Tennessee last week than COVID deaths. Annie. How about reality, though? The thing is, people survive at a higher rate when they're not on ventilators, Annie. That's why ventilators are a bad idea. That's why doctors stop using them. Google it. Yeah, no, well, they should be comparing them. This is no worse. That's my point. Why are we treating so differently? Hospitals aren't taking any patients. Nobody's getting injured. Nobody's getting COVID. Not badly enough to go to the hospital, that's for sure.
Yeah. Like, I was turned away at 2 urgent meds. I'm like, what? Shouldn't you guys be open? Like, if this is a medical thing, you guys should be like staff.
No, we're too busy panicking. Yeah, it's fucking annoying. So Abraham, when do you find out about when you get into that place in Norway and get to go be with Susie?
Yeah.
I'm like stressing about it almost. It's on my mind periodically. Thanks to the quarantine.
Have to be together.
But here's the thing, Annie, we know it's not the quarantine that's working because we're not actually in quarantine. People are traveling all over the place, interfacing with lots of different people. If that's not spreading it, then we don't actually need the quarantine. We just need social distancing protocols, right? Either they're working and we're not spreading the disease, or they're not working and we are, because we're not actually in quarantine. I go to the grocery store every day practically, and other places too. I interact with various people.
Is it definitely the 30th, Abraham? Don't let them pull shit on you. That's how I feel. Okay, good. Happy to hear that.
Well, I am too, Abraham. I really hope that everything goes smoothly and you end up in Norway at the fjord, skinny dipping in the fjord with Susie.
Yeah.
As every Norwegian couple does every day, morning and night.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. All year round too, even in the dead of winter.
So, like, to show their like being together.
They both get naked, mount a yak right to the fjord, and then spend the morning skinny dipping. Well, yeah, I guess. Although we're all rooms right now. Yeah, but I'm going to probably take back the admin cloak because, I don't know, I need it for my autonomy room, if nothing else. At least before I had it on my own, whatever, it's complicated. Again, Jane. Well, look, I mean, frankly, I had no say in how it played out. What happened was Jane hacked me essentially and deleted my account if they're all over there in Becky's room. The point is they're not in my room anymore. Where I don't want them.
That's fast.
Where I don't want them. If my raw rooms build up again, fine. If they don't, fine. I don't care because they're not making videos for me anymore. Well, Jane did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't accuse Becky of stealing anything. I accused Jane of stealing.
Correct.
I mean, she literally committed a crime against me. She committed a crime of like identity theft and then deleted my account, which again cost me actual consequences.
You have to speak with the people and whereby about it.
I mean, I don't even want to fucking deal with it. I don't care about these fucking spy monkeys. You know, it's like they're a bunch of fucking scumbags. They're absolutely obsessed with me too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I see on the thumbs downs and everything stuff. They are diligently paying attention to me at all times to be spiteful to me. So it's a weird kind of like bizarro world fan, you know? Yeah, hashtag dedicated is right. I haven't done anything to any of those people, you know? Oh, did you not hear about Becky emailing my dad? She emailed my dad a bunch of like shitty, defaming stuff about me. Why would you do that? She was saying, trying to get me to stop talking about her in a video or something. And it wasn't even, it was just like, I was saying, like, it was a video about Frank Jane should go with an ENTP girl. I don't really know any but Becky. You mentioned Becky, but I didn't even talk any shit hardly.
You didn't. You talked shit about her relationship. That's what she got pissed about.
Oh, fuck her. I mean, you know, she's a spud monkey. She doesn't deserve any. He doesn't deserve anything anymore. Oh, well, because Abraham came here and he was at the summer camp with her and he wants the dirt about what's been going on. He hadn't heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she certainly is part of the TOEFE story. She's, every story's got to have some villains in it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is,
Shane thing was like really not cool.
Well,
I mean,
here's the deal. You got to have some examples and counter examples for things. And when people fuck up around me, they end up in my stories as examples of people who weren't accountable, who didn't deal with things properly.
Yeah, that's why, like, anytime that we fight, like, I know I'm like,
I think she's right about something. Well, yeah, she thinks she can win with just tone, though, right? She doesn't think she has to actually have any points or anything.
No.
Do you have any advice for INFP to live a more productive life? I have too many talents, but I'm too afraid to take on to make one my main pursuit. They're all similar, but require different approaches. Well, AR, I would say I didn't. It's a tough question to answer. It's a question I get a lot from INTPs or even INFPs. How do I deal with executing things, choosing a path, walking that path, following through on the steps implicit to that path, etc.
Feel how warm this is.
It's warm. Oh. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'm going inside with you. Big poops for little Eric.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to end the live stream right now.
Don't.
I just just go to poop. Oh, my stomach is really behind me right now.
I'm sorry.
Ow, 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 my stomach hurts. Okay, I gotta go see if I can let this out in poop form now.
Would you like me to email the fort? I've built a lot of connections in all the fields I want to pursue. I'm just afraid to take a leap. For an INTP, maybe like work somewhere where like your friends work. Or like think what like I don't know, like maybe find a job that's like on the internet or something. I also knew an INTP who said like being a weatherman would be really good for INTPs because you can be wrong. You don't always have to be right as a weatherman. You can make mistakes. But yeah, as far as getting yourself going, I mean, you're going to have to find out those techniques for yourself. You're going to have to fight past your thoughts and actually like move into your body and get shit done. But do it the best way that's for you. You'll learn. This is confusing. I'm watching your live stream and it shows on my sidebar another stream of yours that started, according to YouTube, 4 minutes ago. When I look at that video, it's 14 hours old. Oh my gosh, it's so weird. I say the nay. It's funny how you have no social anxiety about saying you have to poop in front of your girlfriend. I'd be too shy to do that, lol. Yeah. We are definitely not shy about poo and pee in front of each other. Up dumb plates 48. Sky Gear, the internal noob. I think we INTP should just man up and embrace some TE from time to time. I mean, yeah, I know an INTP and he does like computer TI work. I'm sorry, IT work, and it's good TE for him. He likes his job a lot. Yeah, I've been having trouble finding out when Eric is streaming. Me too. It seems to inform me late every time. Same. Sometimes it lets me know when it's over. I say the name. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, you know what? I'll let him know. Angantier. You're welcome, AR. Try to do my best to answer with the best of my knowledge. To the best of my knowledge. I say the nay. You know, it's interesting that you say that I could help him with his speech impediment because I do a little bit as well. And he would like to help me with grammar because my grammar is not the best. And he teaches grammar. See? I struggled with this question. I had several majors before I finished my degrees, and I joined the military to help me decide. If you had no fear of the future, where would you work? English grammar is weird. It is weird, Dear. It's very nuanced and complicated. I like it, though. I like the English language. Yeah, you know, Skygear, the internal noob, the advice to AR is good. I mean, as an INFJ, I switched up majors, and I also switched up jobs pretty often. If one stuck better than the other, I stayed longer. If not, I left. But I always stayed long enough to know that it was good or not. And it turns out that working in offices it's just not. I'm actually pretty good at it, but it's not where I really want to be. Like doing this sort of stuff is where I want to be. It's good to be talking to each other about types and, trying to, this is a place of support. So I'm sure host Eric is not going to disapprove of people giving advice. Am I going for a more goth look? No. Eyeliner called Stash from Urban Decay. It's like a deep green color, like weed. And I have eyeshadow. Mascara on. I did my makeup. Offices are very SFJ territory, Zandy. You're right. Actually, I worked with ENFJ on a farm one summer, and me and her, we just gelled so well. It was so fun because we both knew that any other kind of office setting wouldn't be right for us. It was that was a fun friendship. Rachel, do you often anticipate outcomes before they actually occur? Not consciously. So if someone asks me what I think is going to happen, there's a 98% chance that it will. However, I really don't like it when people ask me those kind of questions, because I think that like people are meant to be on this earth to like live their own lives and follow their own paths. So like even though I may have an idea of what might happen at some point in time, I still feel that people need to use their free will because it's important. Let's see. Oh, Eric's coming back. What's going on here?
Much better.
Good, I'm so glad.
Oh, that was a much needed and satisfying poop.
So glad. Can I cheers to that? Can we cheers to that?
Cheers.
Nothing like a satisfying poop. Okay, I'm going to state it. It's not PC, but I'm pretty dead on. I have gaydar. I really do. And I know that's not PC anymore, but I do. I have pretty good gaydar. I think I'm blessed with that. And thank you, Tom Jeckelson.
It's a lot of white skin.
Well, here.
It was transracial.
Transracial.
But it was in relation to. What was it in relation to?
Oh.
I mean, this is the thing, but America's not the new hotspot for the virus. It's insane.
Yeah.
We may have the most cases, but you got to look at percentage of population and stuff. I mean, try to do a little bit of objective calculation. Hotspot? What are you talking about? There's no hotspot here.
Think about who's creating the news. Hey, Peepee. She's gonna come in.
Vodka kills virus. Confirmed. What do you think of thicker, softer toilet paper? I've noticed it makes wiping a lot harder. It makes really easy to clog toilet. Well, it's a good question. I don't find that it makes it harder to wipe. It may be more likely to clog. But I would say that probably you're best served by something maybe a grade or two below your Charmin, right? Well, let's find out, Anchor Jason, but let's look. So there are about 195,000 cases confirmed in New York, about 500,000 cases confirmed in the United States. Now let's look at the flu. Flu tracker. Ooh, goodness. Sorry, Anchor's blood. 34 million cases of the flu in the United States. Only 500,000 of COVID. Sorry, not a hotspot. Sorry, buddy. Not even close. Wow, not even close. Not even remotely close. So sorry, and shame on you for aggrandizing this nonsense. That's not very many people. So 100,000 people have COVID in New York. So fucking what? That's confirmed cases. Probably 10 million people in New York have COVID. Remember, they're only testing the most sick ones. Remember, you scoundrel, you. I've gone over this shit. I don't want to argue about fucking COVID again. I've already SE Polar, man. It's like you need somebody to be your like, come on, buddy, you can do it. Do your homework. Do your whatever. You need that. INTPs need that. Boy, it sounds like it's called being sensible. Yeah, but this one is very different. Well, how is it so different? It's not. That's the thing. It's not actually so different. It's been sensationalized a lot more. That's true, you know? You have to be right about that. Sky Gear, the eternal noob. But after all, what do you know? You're an eternal noob. Eternally noob. You don't know anything about anything for all eternity. You're stuck there. You're the one who picked the moniker. You know? Yeah. Eternally. You made it even. Boy, you didn't know you were trapping yourself into that when you named yourself that, did you? Yeah, thank God for that. I didn't get to. Thank God for that. I was afraid maybe for a second, Skyger, you were going to be eternally nude, but no. Eternally noob is somewhat better. Eternally nude sounds like the name of a makeup brand or a perfume brand. Darren asked me out. I said yes. I'll be there. And I'll be eternally nude. Buy eternally nude at Macy's today. That's the commercial for it. If you can't say your name the same way twice, what does that mean in cardinal functions? I don't know. I can sign my name the same way twice. It would suggest, I guess, really bad SI. Maybe ignoring, possibly, it would be the strongest it would be, or maybe 7th slot, maybe 8th slot. Probably 7th or ignoring would be more likely. So maybe ENTJ, ESTP, ENFJ, ESFP, something like that. Hi, big boy, and welcome to Eternally Nude. Come on in. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all into this process of being eternally nude. If you've been, we will all here be, from this moment forward, eternally nude. Oh, the P. The P is eternally nude. Racism is grammar. We keep it. You want some yeah for the meow?
Sure. Thank you, Dad.
Sure. Yeah, you do, Zandy. Well, that's FI aware right there. You're talking about yourself and what you need. That's good. Let me ask you this, Sandy. Are you happy with your current life situation? What are your expectations for your life? And does your life meet those expectations? All right. I'm going to be an FI therapist now. Sandy, it sounds like you might be giving a lot of yourself to others. Do you ever feel taken advantage of or used? You often try to realign where you envision yourself to be. Sandy, what are you feeling right now? What emotions are you feeling right now? Just share it with me. Just let it all go. Just let it out. Just tell me. Which
Do you feel
emotions?
your heartbeat to the beat of the drum?
Yeah. Do you? Hi, Maddie Sanchez. Sandy, have you ever admired my brows before?
It's a good question.
Here's another FI question. Sandy, do you think I have on too much rouge?
Survey says?
Trick question. This is natural rouge. I don't have any rouge on tonight. Natural rouge. I got it in the sunshine today. I can too coach people in FI intensely. Guys, we're going to do an FI time right now, okay? This is FI time. Here we go. Start with the little FI song here. And welcome to Dampening Your Waters. I'm your host, Ian F. Barrick. And today, we're going to explore what it means to really understand who you are and all the parts of yourself that are. So, each of us has in us a joy self that knows what it means to feel joy. And each of us has within us is hard. I'm often dampening in the eye region. There are lots of selves we can have. It does. A lot. That's why you're sobbing. Let those tears out. Remember, your sadness is an expression of your authentic revulsion at having had to eat Jack in the Box. You wanted Taco Bell. Nobody could blame you, but everybody did. Everybody said you were being selfish. Well, I got some news for you. You were extremely selfish. Okay, so back to the topic here. Today we're going to talk about ourselves, our feelings, our emotions, what those mean. When I walk through the world, each step leaves behind me a billowing cloud, not of dust, of feelings. Of feelings. Why? Why does it do that? Why do the feelings billow from my feet like a cloud of dust when I walk through the world? Because every day, every step, every word, everyone you see is an opportunity. You're wasting your life. That's the whole point of life, is to feel as strongly as you can. It doesn't really matter whether you're feeling sad or happy or both. You might be feeling confused, or even you might be feeling kind of giddy, or maybe you're irritated or frustrated. It could be all of those emotions together at once. The most important thing is you explore those feelings. Spend some time with them. Okay, if you were here last time, you remember my request that we all have prepared for us today before we begin sandalwood incense. Please ignite that now. I'll ignite my sandalwood here. Here we go. Now smell it. Smell the sandalwood. Smell it with your nose. What do you smell? I smell it. There are no wrong answers, okay? There are no wrong answers. The only wrong questions are the questions you don't ask with your heart. Those questions are wrong. All other questions are the right questions. Cloud, we don't use negative language like that. Cloud. Fi, I don't know about that, but I do know this. When I smell sandalwood, I think back to those times before when I was at school and those boys wouldn't let me play with them, but I was able to sit by the teacher in the room and she had in her bag sandalwood. I sit there and smell her first all morning long. Anywho, I don't want to get off track here on this. That's a little bit of a tangent, a little story about me, about who I am. I'm trying, you are the patient here. I'm the therapist, but I've been doing all the talking here. That's my fault. Okay, so let's get back to it. Hambone, you were going to tell me, how do you feel right now? Just let everything else out of your mind and just feel for me. How do you feel? What emotions do you feel? Ooh, Winston's mom. You understand. We banish evil with our olfactory senses. Our nose, that's right. It's the holy water to nature's vampires is our nose. It tells us when something's evil or good. Sandalwood, good. That dirty old trash can, evil. Now, sometimes you have to split the difference. But what about possum anal pus? Smells terrible, but wonderful for the skin. As you can see, I'm so tightened up and I'm like a new man. Literally using pap. Okay, I say thee nay. Listen, can we leave the science talk at the lab, please, mister? Okay, we don't want to hear about what's rational, irrational, no judgments. No judgments. Emotions are real, you're right. Understanding them, though, is not the same. Stop thinking, start feeling with your heart. Right now, go. Feel harder. You're not sobbing yet. Does NI smell like sage? NI, what do you think the smell of introverted intuition is, Rachel?
Sage is a good guess. I'd say Palo Santo.
Palo Santo.
Palo Santo. That's what an INFJ would smell like. It's another room mister, but it smells much different. It's not as smoky. It's pretty smelly.
But that was a good guess.
I'd say that NI smells like morning in the mountains in the winter. And NE smells like weed.
Yeah, weed. Well, I smell like morning time in the winter.
Morning in the mountains in the winter. That's what introverted
nice?
intuition smells like.
Is that nice?
Yeah, it's nice. What could be crisper and more refreshing than that?
That's nice. Yeah.
That's what
nice.
NI smells like. It smells like crisp and refreshing.
Well, I say that ENTP smell like weed too.
ENTP smells like weed. What does
Yeah.
extroverted intuition itself smell like?
I don't know.
It smells like
Yeah, Paul sent
smells like a bunch of bees. Kind of like honey.
What does?
Extroverted intuition.
Yeah.
Smells like a bunch of bees.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit like honey, but kind of like bees too.
Whatever.
Whatever smell that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Smells like bees around here. Nobody really ever says that, but you know, that's why extroverted intuition smells like bees. SI smells like an old book. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good one. Old book is right. Like nice, like book that's been stored properly. Old book.
Yeah, ESTJ smells like cleaning stuff. Anything,
Yeah.
ICJ maybe oil.
FE smells like all that shit chicks put on themselves that smell like shit.
Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, it smells like Bath and Body Works. Smells like Yankee Candle.
Yeah. Yep, Yankee Candle.
I hate that store. That
Yankee
store is an
Candle.
old factory assault.
You know, Yankee Candle and Bath and Body Works are the same company.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
so is Victoria's Secret too. That's why their scents all smell the same.
Well, the only one that literally feels like nasal terrorism is Yankee Candle Company.
Pretty bad.
I can't spend more than about 1 minute in there without getting a headache.
Oh.
Stinks so badly.
Yeah, that's the sensitivity you have.
And when I was with the ESFJ wife, go to the mall. Ooh, Yankee Candle Company. Let's go. I'm not going in there. I hate that place. I'll stand out here. Yo, just come in with me. Just come in with me. Okay, all right. I've smelled this place enough. I gotta get out of here. You're giving me a headache now. You're being rude. Don't drag me to this fucking store then, stupid. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. I think ISTP smell like
What does TI?
firewood.
So what does TI smell like though? If any smells like bees, NI smells like morning in the mountains in the winter. And SI smells like an old book.
Mm-hmm.
SE smells like body odor.
Yeah, sweat.
Smells like sweat
Sweat.
and people, like
Yeah.
TI smells like TI smells like a printer that just printed. Like,
Oh my gosh.
like toner smell.
Or
from
like
a
the
copy
fan
machine.
of a computer.
You know how copy machines kind of smell good with their.
Yeah.
Because
The
it's-
ink is
It's not
full.
that bad. It smells good.
Yeah.
That's what TI smells like.
That's a very good TI smell.
TE smells like
Leather.
like what?
Leather.
Leather, huh?
I think of ENTJs having leather couches, and so do ES.
That smells too much like SI though. Then
So.
I think TE smells more
Oh yeah,
like
true.
TE smells more
Oil.
like sawdust or something.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking ENTJ, like.
Oh, they
money?
smell. Okay, so in that sense, I think TE smells like money. TE smells like money,
Money.
basically. TE smells like money. FE smells like Bath and Beyond. No, wait,
Yeah,
Bath and Body Works.
Yeah.
And NI smells like
Sorry, I've been ignoring
winter, morning in the mountains in the winter. And he smells like bees. And what else do we have? FI. What does FI smell like? FI smells
Tears.
like tears. Yeah, it smells like
Salted.
salt water.
Yeah.
Yeah. It smells like it smells like rain.
Yeah.
That's what it smells
Rain
like.
is
FI
good.
smells like
Yeah,
rain.
like Eeyore has always a rain cloud over him. That's cute.
It's a good smell.
It's a good smell.
It smells like rain. It always smells like clearing out the toxic stuff from you when you cry and you let it all out and stuff.
Yeah, she agrees. She agrees. PP agrees.
Well, we're supposed to talk about the smell, the function, and isolation, I guess. Winter.
I have a question, non-related.
Yes, darling.
I drew the hermit card for the future of our relationship. How would you interpret that?
Well, first of all, I would say that anytime you draw for the future, you're really drawing your impressions right now, what you think the future might hold.
Yes,
So,
I agree with you.
I think probably the best way to interpret that is that for the immediate foreseeable future, we're going to be more or less isolated together. And that's going to eventually probably change, but
I think it will gain wisdom from it for sure too.
FI is not the smell of wine and cheap perfume. That would be more like SE.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, and that's more SE, I think, than even sweat.
Yeah.
If FE was a hipster, would it be vegan? I think FE people in vegan heavy communities tend to be vegan probably because they just kind of copy,
Yeah. When someone, yeah, definitely.
No, Geiger, it smells like bees. I've already said what it smells like. Okay. Remember, I've got the black belt in spirituality. You just have an orange belt still. You're working your way up to black belt. I've also got a black belt in nose karate. All your smellings, your blowings.
Working for a living.
My stomach's hurting again. Oh.
Do you want the bed inside tonight? I'll sleep out here.
Yeah, if you prefer.
We'll do what we normally do, except we'll opposite it. I'll go out here.
Okay. I think I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm not feeling well. Good night, everybody.
Good night. I'm sorry, but your stomach.